Okay, we'll start the meeting. You got my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's start. Hi guys, this is Venkat. I have around 11 plus years of IT experience. From past around 4 plus years onwards, I'm working as a Hadoop developer and big data architecture level. So I'm working like a developer, analyst, and architecture level. So right now I'm at architecture and as a project manager in TCS. I'm working at TCS as a project manager. And from the cloud era, guys, I'm a Hadoop developer certified, and I trained more than like 1,000 plus members doing as a mostly online trainings and so many corporate trainings also. And I am the one of the member of next gen team in TCS in that. Overall the analytics team and big data analytics team in that. So this is about overall my experience, guys. So please share your experience. Please. Prithvi?
Yeah, hi sir.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your experience, please?
I'm working in DXC technology as an associate professional system administrator. I have 2 years of experience in system security.
Okay.
I don't have any basic knowledge even in Hadoop. I just want to learn the technology, so I'm interested to learn.
Yeah, fine, no problem. Thank you. Ravichandra, your experience, please.
Hi, sir. My name is Roshan, and I have I'll be getting 2 experience by March, and I am in support project, so I want to move to Hadoop. I also don't know basic knowledge of Hadoop.
Okay.
So,
no. Fine, no problem.
That's
Rita? Rita, you are on mute.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sorry. Hello.
Yeah. Yes, Rita, please.
Hello.
Yeah, Rita, please.
Yeah. I have done my MBA somewhere in 2004, and until 2009 I have done my I have worked in banking sector, and I'm completely from the management side, so I don't know anything in the computer background.
Okay.
So I want to have a break.
Okay, sure. Okay, guys. So looks like everybody is from the non, big data background, and right. So I'll start from the basics, guys. Okay. So we'll discuss about from the basics to the advanced level. And if you have any questions, you can ask me anytime. Okay. So this is a very important session. This is not like a demo. This is like introduction to big data. So I feel like everybody has a layman here. So right here, right, I'll explain the step by step from basics to advanced, and right, if you have any questions, you can ask me that. So let's start with the basics, like what is the data, what is the big data, why we need a Hadoop, why not the other technologies. We'll discuss from basics to advanced. First, let's start about like what is the data. Guys, what is the data? It's nothing but gathering the information we have. So how we are storing the big data in terms of bytes, right? Byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte, zettabyte, etabyte. The future is about bronobyte we have. So if you go with the byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, it's just a normal data. Even our normal systems can easy to handle that. And what about this? This is a large volume. It's a huge volume of a data. Everyone call about this is as a big data, but this is not the big data. It's just simply a large volume we have. So now let's see here what is the meaning of the big data. So guys, if you are new to big data, what we'll think? Okay, we'll think it may be a software or a tool like that, right? But big data is not a software. It is not a tool. It's just simply a term which defines about the three characteristics here we have. One is the velocity of the data, one is the volume of the data, and one is the variety of the data. What is the velocity? Like the speed of the data from the source to the destination. For example, let's see, right now I'm in Hyderabad. I'm flying to the Bangalore. Each and every second, right? All the fly information we capture and we'll analyze the data. And then we'll say, okay, this is the height of the flight, speed of the flight, like that. See, in a hospital, when we scan the body activities, we'll analyze the data, we'll make a decision, right? So it means if you got the good speed, we can easy to analyze the data. And coming to the volume, in a big data, volume is nothing but like this is a large volume we have. And next, coming to the varieties, we have three types of varieties here. One is the structured data, one is the unstructured data, one is the semi-structured data. So what is structured? Like the data, the format is like a tabular format, everything on the structured format. What about the unstructured? For example, see in a Facebook, we upload the videos, images, comments. It all comes under the unstructured format. What about the semi-structured? Like XML data, JSON data, and a clickstream data we have. XML, right? Extendable Markable Language. What about JSON? It's a JavaScript object notation data. It is like online data. And what about the clickstream? Looks like a new keyword, right? For example, let's see guys, suppose I'm the customer. I'm doing the online shopping with Amazon. I enter the website. I want to buy something. After enter the site, I didn't see any offers. So what we'll do? We'll log out, we'll come outside, right? So after some time, if you see, you will get some automatically advertisements in the browser. How you got the ads in the browser? Whatever you're doing, the mouse clicks on the website, the team is captured all of your data. They analyze the data. They'll show you some offers to you to attract the customer again. So the mouse clicks is called as a clickstream data, and it is a semi-structured format. So like this, we have structured, unstructured, and semi-structured we have. Like this, we have the three different types of varieties here. We have factors here, variety, volume, and velocity we have. The three factors combination we call as a big data here. So if you see guys, around the 4 to 5 years back, we don't have this concept, right? From past 2 to 3 years onwards, we are continuously hearing the big data because the data is growing a lot continuously. As per the IDC analysis, IDC is a US based organization. What they will do is, they analyze the data, they'll show you how much we are using all over the world. So till 2007, we got 0.9 gigabyte of a data. Till 2011, we got the 1.9 gigabyte of a data. Till 2012, we used 2.9 gigabyte of a data. If you see here, right, the 4 years of the time, it just increased 1 gigabyte only. If you see here, within a 1 year, we got the 1 gigabyte. So what I'm saying is the flow of the data is rapidly growing a lot continuously. Here, what is the main challenge is how to handle this big data. That's the main challenge we have. See here, 90% of the world data is just increased in the last 2 years we have. So guys, till now we discussed about one is the volume, getting the huge volume here, and one is a variety, we're getting a different types of varieties here, and one is the velocity, the speed of the data we're getting here. That is called the 3 V's in a big data. So we have one more V also call about the veracity. It means is the data is really useful or not. I got the data, but as per my client's requirement, it is the best or not. That is called about the veracity here. So let's see from which sources getting the vast amount. Social media, right? It is one of the biggest example of big data. We're getting the vast amount from different sources like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and see scientific instruments. See NASA team, every second they'll produce all weather reports and everything. And see mobile devices, we are sending around 11 millions of messages in 1 minute throughout the world, right? So see in olden days, guys, we have a newspapers, but nowadays we got so many websites, apps and blogs, right? So what I'm saying is here, all of us are generating here and all of us are consuming here. So what is the main challenge is how to handle the big data. That's the main challenge here we have. So let's see from which sources we're getting the vast amount here. From which sources we're getting the vast amount here we have. See, from the mainframes, client server, internet, mobile devices, social media, and a cloud computing. Every minute we got the 1 lakh tweets. We got 7 lakh updates in Facebook. We have 11 millions of messages through mobiles. So we have 7 lakh updates in Google. So guys, this is we call as a big data here. Here you will get the high speed, huge volume, and different types of varieties we are getting here. Is it possible? Can we control this big data? For example, guys, I'll ask you guys, can you please stop using your Facebook and mobile? You guys gonna stop it? No, right? So we don't know how to control this big data. So we are looking a solution to handle. We are looking a solution to handle the big data we have. So what is the meaning of handle? So what is the meaning of handle here? So it means I want to store this vast amount of the data and I want to process all the varieties of the data. I want to store this vast amount of the data. I want to process all the varieties of the data. So this is my job in a big data. Here we are looking a solution to take care of this. Okay, first of all guys, let's go with SQL. You know SQL, right? What is SQL? Structured query language. See the name defined, it can access only structured data, right? And SQL can handle in terms of the bytes, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte only. But what is my job in a big data? I want to store the vast amount we have. So starting from terabyte plus, I want to process about all the varieties of the data. So means I have a structured, unstructured, semi-structured. But see, using SQL, I can take care of only structure and that to limit amount only. So means using a SQL, it's not possible to handle the big data. Like a SQL, all the RDBMS systems are failed to touch the big data. Oracle, SAP, Teradata, DB2, everything. They have their own limitations for storage and they have their own limitations for processing, right? But my job is I want to store the vast amount of the data and I want to process about all the varieties of the data. So here The only one solution we have is Hadoop. So let's see what is a Hadoop. Hadoop is a data management framework we have. What is the meaning of framework? See guys, my laptop is a framework. I have a keyboard, mouse, screen, everything is integrated, right? So I'm saying it's like a machine. Same way, Hadoop is a framework which consists of number of components here doing on different jobs, like a storing, processing, streaming, scheduling, like that. And Hadoop is data management. Is nothing but in a Hadoop, right? You can store any amount of the data and you can process any variety of the data. I got it right. What is my job in a big data? I want to store the vast amount. I want to process about all the varieties. Yes, using a Hadoop, we can store any amount and any variety we have. First of all, let's see what is the meaning of framework. Means we have different components here doing on different jobs, like storing, streaming, scheduling, different we have. So all the frameworks, we have everything on the single machine. It's called Hadoop. This is a software framework we have. So let's see about the history of the Hadoop, how they got this idea. See guys, Google team, right? There is a paper. Based on the paper, Mr. Dog Cutting, he got an idea about the Hadoop. With the Apache team support, he released Apache Hadoop. Apache Hadoop is open source, means a free software, right? So Apache Hadoop is a free software. I will take the Apache Hadoop, I'll customize, I'll make my own flavor, and I will release to the market, right? So based on Apache Hadoop, for example, I will take Apache Hadoop, I'll customize, I'll make it as Venkat Hadoop. Because of free, I can make it, I can do it, right? For example, if you take ice cream, right? If you take a ice cream, if you add a butterscotch or strawberry, any flavor, right? That depends upon your requirement. Same way, Hadoop is open source, so we can customize and we can make our own flavor. So based on this Apache Hadoop, we got the official flavors in the market are Cloudera, Hortonworks, and Mapr. So in all the flavors, the best flavor is about Cloudera team, because the Cloudera team, they taken the Apache Hadoop and they customized and they added some new components and they installed the Cloudera manager and they given us a pre-configured version. Pre-configured means everything is already installed. You just simply open and play. If you have any support, we can go with the Cloudera team and they'll give support to you. Coming to the Hortonworks and Mapr, it's just like a normal flavors we have. Okay. So first of all, let's see why Hadoop. So why Hadoop is the best solution we have. Let's go with the SQL, Oracle, SAP, HANA, Teradata. Some examples. Let's go with the Hadoop. I will define about the 5 characteristics guys here. These will say Hadoop is the best. One is about the scalability. Next, flexibility we have. And then cost effective. Fault tolerance. High performance we have. So first let's see scalability. Scalability means, guys, in Hadoop we are doing parallel processing. Parallel processing means based on the client data, I will take number of systems. Whenever a client add the more data, we'll take the more systems we have. That's called scalability we have. Flexibility means, so we discussed already in Hadoop, you can store any amount. You can process any variety. Cost effective. So we discussed Hadoop is a free software, right? You know, Hadoop can run with the 1 GB RAM, 20 GB hard disk also. It just required the minimum cheapest hardware configurations. But if you see the above all, it requires the high hardware configuration, so costly softwares also, right? And if you don't have flexibility, they have limitations for storing and processing also. Fault tolerance, very important factor. For example, I have one file, I am loading into one system. If system crash, we lost the file. But see in a Hadoop, when you load your file to the one system, the copy will go second system and the third system automatically. So if any one system fails, no worries. We have a replications available we have. So in a Hadoop, we have 3 times replications are recommended here. Sometimes in interview they'll ask you about, is it possible, can we change replica? Yes, it's based on the client requirement. That's a very important question. High performance we have. If suppose if the system got failure, my job will not stop. My job will automatically go to second machine to process. These are all the 5 characteristics here. We can say Hadoop is the best solution to handle the big data. Hadoop is the best solution to handle the big data. Okay, so guys, until now you got the idea about the Hadoop, like where we use Hadoop. So guys, you know about OLTP and OLAP, right? What is OLTP? Online transaction process. OLAP means online analytical process. For example, let's take a bank application. Suppose guys, I am taking the bank application. So we have a number of customers here doing all the banking transactions and loading into the backend databases, right? Okay, so we have a number of customers doing the front-end banking transactions. Backend is updating into the databases. This is called OLTP, online transaction process. Because the transactional data we are processing and loading into the backend databases. So guys, these databases, like normal databases, which can maintain say a few months statements, like a 3 months, 6 months, max 1 year. So what the banks they will do after that, all the banks, they'll upload everything into a backend, a big warehouse. Backend, a big warehouse we have. So this is called OLAP, online analytical process. Here what we are doing in the big warehouse, we are storing the big data, we are processing the big data, and we are doing analytics on the big data. So this is called OLAP, online analytical process. So here my question is, what about Hadoop? Hadoop is for transactional analytics. So Hadoop is for using a Hadoop, we can do the analytics of the big data. So using a Hadoop, we are doing the analytics on the big data. Means using Hadoop, we are storing the big data and we are doing the processing. We are doing analytics of big data here. So Hadoop is a OLAP, online analytical process. Okay, now coming to the Hadoop framework, let's see what are the ecosystems we have in the market. So as discussed in a Hadoop, so basically we have 2 are the core components. One is the HDFS and one is the MapReduce. So these 2 are the core components we have. From the client, we got the data. We'll do storage, right? And next, from the client, we got the requirement. We are doing the processing, right? So the whole storage part, everything handled by HDFS. HDFS we have. The whole processing will take care by MapReduce. So HDFS is for storage and processing will take care by MapReduce. First, let's see about the HDFS, guys. HDFS is a Hadoop distributed file system. For example, from the client, I got the 100 GB data. I am taking number of systems because I have a scalability. Yes, I am doing the parallel processing. In a Hadoop, in HDFS, each system we call as a data node. If you take my laptop is a one data node. So see, in my laptop, I have a C, D, E or the hard disk partitions, right? Same way in every data node, logically, internally, we have a number of blocks available here. So what is the block size here? So guys, if you see in Oracle, what is the block size? Any idea? 4 KB. If you take the 100 MB file, how many blocks required here? 25,000 blocks. So we're just taking 100 MB file, a small file, but we require the more blocks in Oracle because the block size is very small. But coming to the Hadoop in HDFS, the block size is 64 MB is a minimum default block size. So if you take the 100 MB file, how many blocks required? Max 2 blocks only. So what I'm saying is, in a Hadoop, in HDFS, the block size is very high because we are handling the big data. Like this, 64 MB is a minimum default block size. 128 MB is a recommended block size. 512 MB is a maximum block size. So this is a question in certification. In Hadoop certifications, there's a common question about the blocks informations. Like this, we have a number of blocks, all the blocks in the data nodes, all the nodes in the racks, and all the racks in the cluster level. So we are distributing our data to the different nodes logically, internally, number of blocks. Suppose if you want to see how the cluster looks like, let's see. So this is a cluster. These are all racks. These are all data nodes. Logically, internally, we have a number of blocks. Let's see, I'll show a small video how the IBM cluster looks like. So you'll get the idea.
Wind energy in today's world is important because the world is running out of fossil fuels at some point in time, and we have global heating as one of our current challenges. The 2020 target in Europe is that in 2020, 20% of all energy has to come from renewable energy. And a lot of those 20% is coming directly from wind. The only way we can maintain being number one in modern energy is to stay ahead of our competitors using the latest technology. The most windy location may not be that location that generates the best revenue for the customer. So siting of turbine becomes a very complex discipline. Wind in itself is kind of a volatile source. It fluctuates. We need to convince our customers that what we supply them is a reliable source of energy. And the only way you can prove reliability is by analyzing the data you have available. We have the libraries of wind ready. We estimate that we will be in the range of 18 to 24 petabytes.
See guys, these are all the nodes. This is a rack. These are all the nodes.
Of data. That is equivalent to watching 70 years of high definition video.
And this is a cluster. And this is a cluster. So these are all the physical machines to store the big data. Okay. Right. So next, coming to the processing, we'll take care by MapReduce, right? How we'll process? For example, let's see my laptop. My laptop will know only binary code. But what we are doing, the front end, we are writing the code and so we are entering the keywords, keyboard keys, and that is converting into binary, right? Same way, Hadoop will know only MapReduce. For example, I know Java. Just write the coding part in a Java. Everything will go to MapReduce and processing in a Hadoop. Suppose guys, I don't know Java. Then how will process? You can go with the Hive. Hive is a warehouse and they have their own language called Hive query language. It's same like SQL. You just write the query, that's it. Backend it will go to a driver and processing on the MapReduce in a Hadoop system. So it just requires the basic SQL knowledge. Suppose I don't know Java, I don't know about Hive also. Then you can go for a Pig. Pig is a scripting language. You just write the code that will go to backend MapReduce and processing in a Hadoop. So Java, Hive and a Pig. These are all the three ways of processing our jobs. For example, a small requirement in Java, guys, it will take 3 to 4 hours time minimum. But the same job we can do in a Hive, max half an hour time. For the same job you can do with the Pig, max 50 minutes time. Because the coding part is very less in a Hive and a Pig, and the job is automation running backend. But coming to Java, everything is a manual. So nowadays we are not using a Java for any requirement. So we will not use Java for the Hadoop. We will use for only if internal changes required on the Hadoop backend Apache side, not actual the client requirement. So Java is not required, guys. If you don't know, not a problem. But overall, the basic prerequisite to learn the Hadoop is SQL. SQL is a basic prerequisite to learn the Hadoop. So I will take care of it SQL. First I'll give the SQL, I'll explain the SQL concepts, and then I'll give you the 250 queries. I'll give you 250 queries for SQL queries to practice with you guys. So once you practice this, you'll become as a SQL expert. Okay, and then we'll go with the Hive and a Pig and everything. Right. Next ecosystem is, see guys, for example, if you want to migrate the data from one database to another database, we require ETL, right? What is ETL? Extract, transform, loading. So we need a ETL to load the data, but coming to the Hadoop, it is not required, because Hadoop itself we have ETL called scoop. Using a scoop, we can import the data from any database to Hadoop, and from the Hadoop you can export to the any other database we have. Scoop is the ETL tool we have. Okay, this is a very, very important component. So what have we discussed till now? Those are all the main ecosystems in the Hadoop framework. And if you go with the market, guys, they'll cover only this ecosystem, but you need to get the good grip in advanced also. So the advanced components are, we have Impala, Flume, Solar, Hue, Uji, HBase, Zookeeper, and Yarn. Impala is from the Cloudera flavor. Right, in Impala is like a minimum of 20 times, maximum 100 times. It's a faster for retrieval data. And next, let's see, suppose my client is Apple They want to know about the iPhone tweets. Where is the tweets, guys? In Twitter. Now my job is I want to stream the tweets and I want to do analytics on the tweets. First of all, how we can stream, how we can import the data. So using a Flume, we can streaming the web data. Whatever we are streaming, we can simply load into Solar. We can do analytics here using a Hive or a Pig. That is called social media analytics. I'll cover this project, guys. I'll cover this project here. So till now we discussed like so many ecosystem, but all will work on Linux OS only. Hadoop will know in Linux. Hadoop will not work in Windows. Suppose if we are new to Linux, then how we can play? If we don't know commands, then how we can play? We can go with the Hue also. Hue is a web UI. It's a graphical user interface. Just using a mouse, I can play all the above components in a single shot. And next, Uzi is for scheduling a job. Uzi is for scheduling the job we have. And HBase is like a NoSQL language. It's for the columnar storage. So we can integrate with the HDFS to the HBase, Hive to the HBase, Pig to the HBase integrations. The Zookeeper is for the cluster management tool we have. Yarn is like an advanced of MapReduce to speed up our jobs. So this is all the above this is all the advanced ecosystems, guys. From the client, we got the raw data. What we are doing with the Hadoop? We are doing the storing, processing, analytics. By end of the day, client want to see reports, right? But see in Hadoop, we don't have a reporting tool. So we need to go to market to get the reporting tool. See in the market, we have number of tools available. But in all the tools, the top supporting tool is about the Tableau we have. So guys, here I'll cover Tableau also. So I have good expertise in Tableau also. So I'll show you the Hadoop to the Tableau live integration. Live means if the Hadoop changes, automatically Tableau will change. That's called the live integration we have. Okay. So here this is live integration we have. I'll show the live integration of if any Hadoop changes, Tableau will change. So end of the day, if you see in any project, right, end of the day, all the customers will access through mobiles, all the reports using the different devices. So as a backend, developers will do the changes, the reporting will change, right? Here also same thing we can do with the live integration. So coming to administration part, we'll cover pre-configured installations like a Cloudera, Hot and Works flavors. Sudo mode installation means I will take a plain Linux OS. I'll show you the manual installation manually. And distributed mode installation. So I will take a number of machines. I will show you like multi-node setup. This is a purely admin job. Like this we are covering, guys. So I'm covering the administration part and the development part and the BA tool like Tableau, right? Business intelligence tool covering as a whole Hadoop project level position. So end of this course, you guys are eligible to go for developer or analyst or architecture level. Okay, if you want, you can apply admin also. But coming to the if you see the market point of view, these three are top in the market now. So here, guys, I'm covering the Spark also in this. In the Spark, you will see Spark is for processing the real time processing the big data. In the Spark, you will see about the Scala code, Spark SQL, and the Spark RDDs, like some concepts we have. Because nowadays in the job market, they are looking for Hadoop with Spark integration, Hadoop with Tableau integration like that. So this is not actually one course. It's a combination of different courses. I did the one course. Okay, so I just created as one course, guys, because after this course, you are guys eligible to start your project on your own hands, right? You'll get 2 to 3 years of expertise knowledge, definitely, from this course. The only thing is practice is very important because Hadoop is full of practical sessions. It's a new to everyone. If you're a 15 years experience, or if you're a fresher, or if you're from non-IT, if you're from IT, doesn't matter. It's new to everyone. So you need to get the good grip on the subject. The only thing is basic SQL is required. Remaining is new to everyone. So I'll cover the basic SQL. Then you can practice everything. So overall, this course will take 50 hours duration. Daily we have 1 hour session. So we have a lot of assignments I'll give you. So you need to practice that. You need to complete and you need to send to me. So I'll give the guidance on this. Coming to the materials point of view, softwares and materials, everything. One second, I'll show you my drive access. Okay, suppose see this drive. This drive is 15 GB drive, which contains all the materials, interview questions and POCs, softwares, everything we have. Interview questions on topic wise, and lot of ebooks I recommended, but not required all. I'll recommend something, and then if you want, you can. And good Hadoop softwares, everything we have this drive. Another drive is we have our Hadoop recording sessions, guys. So daily I will record our sessions. Suppose if you see high one, you see the input files, you see the video and the input files and the commands, everything, the assignments also, everything we have. Okay, so like this you'll get daily wise folders also. Daily you'll get the folder, you'll get the assignment also, and we'll cover some real-time projects also in this. So this is overall end-to-end, guys. So coming to the Hadoop software, let's see. So let's start the virtual machine. This is a Hadoop VM. So this is a Hadoop software, right? Cloudera VM. The same machine, guys, I will install in your laptop. So you'll get the drive access by end of the day. You can download the drive access, and then on our next in the next session, right? After our regular session, after our next section, I will sit with you. I'll take a team your access. I will take care of the installation process. I'll give you the step-by-step process, so then you can remember and you can practice it. Okay, this is the Hadoop flavor, guys. Cloudera flavor. So in this flavor, everything is already installed. The same machine I'll give for you practice also. Okay. So this is a fully configured. The same thing I'll give you for practice also, guys. So in this, we have a Cloudera manager which will control and monitoring about all your services, and we have a hue for a GUI, right? And you can start our commands in the command line. You can write your commands in the command line, or we can go with the GUI also. This is a GUI we have. Okay, so that is, we have end to end, guys. So yeah, please ask me if you have any questions. So coming to the interview point of view and practical, right? Once our everything is completed sessions, right? I will help you to make a resume point of view, interview questions on topic wise. Because see, guys, Hadoop interview is a bit different because it's for one thing. Remember, it's new to market, right? It's new to everyone. So once you got the grip in the subject, right, that will help you a lot for in the interview point of view. So the only thing is you need to practice a lot, because I'm working at TCS as a project manager. I'm taking an interview daily, almost one, at least one I'll take interview on daily wise. So everybody is failing the interview because they don't have a good expertise knowledge. They just know the only basic concepts. That is the reason I'm covering all the concepts. I'm covering the Hadoop basic, advanced, and Spark and Tableau, everything, because to get the good grip in the subject. So if you follow my classes regularly, if you understand everything, and if you get the good grip in the subject, it's a very, very easy to get the job in the big data. Okay, I'll be with you guys. The only thing is you just do the practice, and I'll help you until you place into the market. Because if you see in my WhatsApp, right, I have around 1500 plus students on my WhatsApp. So everybody is from different places, and they ask a lot of questions on WhatsApp and mails and everything. I'll keep on give the reply and everything. So because if you place in the market, right, it's very good for me and you also. Okay, so just you can blindly start the subject and get the good grip. I'll be with you. You can rock. Right? Yeah. Please ask me if you have any questions, guys.
Thank you, sir. No question.
Okay. So if you have any small question also, you can ask me, guys. You need to feel. So as I told you, it doesn't matter you are from non-IT or IT. It's new to everyone. And coming to the, it's very easy to learn. The only thing is you need to, if you spend daily or a weekly, you can practice it. I'll give the assignments on daily wise. If possible, practice daily or spend weekend time. Okay. Any questions, Prithvi, Sita, Ravi?
No,
Thanks.
Okay, then fine. So you can talk to the organizer and register, right? From to next section onwards, we'll start our actual topics, and I'll give a schedule on the next section. I'll explain you step by step concept, how we'll plan and how we'll finish on time, and how you need to practice step by step. Everything I'll give you. Okay, just follow me, guys. Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good weekend. Bye.
Okay.